Hello everyone, I'm Mithilesh Kumar Misra from Jagran Public School, Lucknow. Welcome you all in this representation on reproduction in organism. Reproduction means simply the production of young ones of their own kind. Each and every living organism reproduces to maintain the race of a species. This is why the reproduction is a fundamental characteristic of living organism. And this phenomena, the transmission of genetic material will take place from one generation to next generation, or more correctly we can say the transmission of genetic material from parents to offspring will take place. By transferring genetic material, parents will transfer the genetic characteristic so that the number of chromosomes could be maintained in offspring. Lifespan of organism is the time period from birth till the natural death of organism. This may vary in organisms. For lower organism, this may be of few minutes, while in higher organism, this may be of several years. Let's see some examples of lifespan of different organism. Here I have taken some examples of organism with their lifespan. Butterfly 1 to 2 week, crocodile 60 year, human 100 year, parrot 140 year, tortoise 150 to 200 year, banyan tree 200 year. You can see a huge variation is present in lifespan of different organism. This is due to the habitat of organism and the physiological structure of organism. We can divide the lifespan of organism in three distinct phases of life. First one is juvenile phase. In this phase the growth will appear. This phase includes the time period from birth till the organism is not reproductively active. The second one is reproductive phase. In this phase the organism will be reproductively active and can produce young ones. While after this the last one is aging or senescence. In this phase the organism will lose the characteristic of reproduction. Type of reproduction. Basically reproduction is of two types. First one is asexual reproduction and the second one is sexual reproduction. In lower organisms, both asexual and sexual reproduction may present in same organism. Let's see differences between sexual and asexual reproduction. In asexual reproduction, only one parent is involved, while in sexual reproduction, two parents will be involved, a male and female. In asexual reproduction, there is no formation or fusion of gamete will take place, while in sexual reproduction, the formation of gamete and the fusion of gamete will take place. In asexual reproduction, the mitotic division will be the basic division, while in sexual reproduction, with mitosis, meiosis will also involved in gamete formation. In asexual reproduction, the young ones are genetically identical to the parents. So simply we can say in asexual reproduction, clones are producing, while in sexual reproduction, offsprings are not identical to their parents. They'll show variations. This is why we cannot say in sexual reproduction clone could be produced. Asexual reproduction. There are many different types of asexual reproductions are present. Out of those, the first one is fission. And this one organism may be divided into two individuals or many individuals. If the organism is divided into two individuals, the phenomena is known as binary fission. For example, amoeba. If the organism in unfavorable condition dividing into many, this is known as multiple fission, and the example is Plasmodium. The next one is fragmentation. In fragmentation, the organism will divide into different fragments, and each and every fragment will grow to form new organism. Example is Spirogyra. Next one is spore formation. Spore formation. Spores are tiny structures present in sporangia. Whenever the favorable condition will come, these spores will grow to form new organism. Example is Rhizopus. The next one is regeneration. In regeneration, the lost part of the body will regenerate or complete organism may regenerate. The example is Planaria. Budding. In budding, the bud-like structure will grow on external part of the body or in internal body. External budding will be present in Hydra, while the internal budding will be present in Spongilla. After this, the last one is vegetative propagation. Vegetative parts of the plant may regenerate to form new plants. This method is known as vegetative propagation. Vegetative propagation may be divided into two distinct categories. The first one is natural and the second one is artificial. The phenomena or vegetative propagules growing naturally will come under the category of natural vegetative propagation, while the phenomena prepared by humans to reproduce plants will come under the category of artificial vegetative propagation. In natural, here some examples are present with their vegetative propagules. Runners will present in mint. Rhizome, basically the rhizome is modified root and the example is ginger. The next one is leaf. In Bryophyllum, the leaf may reproduce to form new Bryophyllum plant. Tuber. Tuber is basically the stem where the food is stored. Example is potato. The next one is offset. Offsets are present in water floating plants. The example is Eichhornia. The next one is bulbils. Bulbils can be seen in agave. In artificial methods, the first one is cutting. Cutting may be of stem cutting or root cutting. In this phenomena, stem or root will cut and then it will sow in soil. After some time, this part will grow to form new plant. The next one is tissue culture. And this one, a new plant can be grown from the tissues or meristematic tissues in laboratory. And this one, the nutrient will be provided and then the undifferentiated mass callus will form and then it will be converted into differentiated plant. The next one is layering. This will be present in lower plants, or we can say that plants which are having flexible stems. After that, the next one is grafting. And this one will take two plants. The upper part of the plant is known as scion, while the lower part of the plant is known as stalk. We can attach the scion and stalk from different part or different plants, but the condition is that monocot will be attached on monocot plant while the dicot will be attached on dicot plant. Before going through sexual reproduction, it is very important to understand reproductive cycles in animals. Placental animals may exhibit reproductive cycles that leads to changes in ovary, and it will also show changes in hormonal levels. These are of two types: estrous cycle. Estrous cycle will present in non-primates. These cycles will present seasonally. This is why the organism is known as seasonal breeders. For example, cow, goat, rat, tiger. These all are the example of estrous cycle, while the next one is menstrual cycle. And this one, the organism will be reproductively active throughout the reproductive phase or throughout the time. Hence, these are known as continuous breathers. These are primates like monkey, human, etc. Now, the sexuality in organism, depending upon the reproductive parts, the organism or the body of the organism may be divided into two different categories. The first one is homothallic or monoecious. In this one, male and female reproductive structures will present on same body, while in heterothallic or dioecious, the male and female reproductive structures will present on different body. In heterothallic, if only male part is present on the plant or in the flower, it is known as staminate flower, while flower having only female part or female reproductive part, it is known as pistillate. Sexual reproduction. The events during sexual reproduction can be divided into three different events. The first event is pre-fertilization event. This will include all the phenomena before fertilization. The second one is syngamy or fertilization. During this, the fusion of male and female gamete will take place and the zygote will form. While after that, the development of zygote into new individual will come under the category of post-fertilization events. Pre-fertilization event will include two different steps. The first one is gametogenesis. In this one, the male gamete will develop in male reproductive structure and the phenomena is known as spermatogenesis, while the female gamete will develop in female reproductive structure and the phenomena is known as oogenesis. After gametogenesis, the transfer of gamete will be there. Gametogenesis, this will include the formation of sperm and ova. It is the process of formation of haploid male and female gamete. The gamete may be of homogamete or isogamete type, morphologically similar, while other one is heterogamete, and this one, the morphology of male and female will be different. In heterogametic condition, the male gamete is known as antherozoid, while the female gamete is known as ovum. If the parent body is haploid, then the gamete formation will be by mitosis. But if the parent body is diploid, the gamete formation will be by meiosis. An organism may be homothallic, having both male and female reproductive structure on same plant or body, or this may be heterothallic or dioecious. The male reproductive organ and female reproductive organ are present on different bodies. After gametogenesis, the transfer of gametes will take place. In some organisms, both gametes are motile, for example, Alga, but in most cases, male gamete is motile while the female gamete is non-motile. Alga, Bryophyta and Pteridophyta require water for gamete transfer. Pollination is the method of gamete transfer in higher plants, as pollen grains contain male gamete. Different agents may help in transfer of these pollen grains from one place to another place. For example, these agents may be water, air, insect, animals, etc. The number of male gametes are 1,000 times the number of female gametes. As there is a loss of male gametes during transfer, in dioecious animals there is a special mechanism for gamete transfer. After gamete transfer, the next step is syngamy or fertilization. In this one, the male and female gamete will fuse to form zygote. This phenomena is known as syngamy. The zygote is having diploid structure. In some animals like rotifers, honeybee, some lizards, birds, the females will reproduce by parthenogenesis. In this phenomena, the female gamete will develop into new organism without fertilization. In plants, this phenomena is known as parthenocopy. With the help of parthenocopy, we can generate fruits without fertilization. After fertilization, the zygote will form. This zygote will show mitotic division. Through this mitotic division, the cell differentiation will be present. After that, the cell specialization, or we can say that specialized tissues will form. Then the organ system, then the organism will form, or simply we can say this complete phenomena is known as embryogenesis. In this phenomena, the zygote will develop to form new organism. This was all about the reproduction in organisms. In upcoming representations, will study the reproduction in flowering plants and reproduction in human being. Thank you everyone.